Sagbero ruwe. Sibo sagbero ruwe, ruwe, ruwe. Sibo sagbero ruwe. Ya yo so duwa yepa. Sibo bena duwa yepa. Sibo bena duwa yepa. Sibo duwa yepa. Mapa Jésus mapa yo. Ina mapa Jésus mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa Jésus mapa yo ba. Sibo duwa yepa. Ya yo so duwa yepa. Gere po aina o. Injo gere po aina o. Po aina o. Gere po aina o. Ya yo so duwa yepa. Mapa Jésus pa yo we o. Sagbero, 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 I say, oh, say we. I say, sit for Benade. Upo Benade, sit for Benade, ba. Ya you so do a yepa. I say, na papa do a yepa. Ale no one you swallow. Ina ale brand you swallow. Kira poina, point you can ye pana were. Na papa do a yepa. I say, when I do a yepa. When I do a yepa. I say, Mama Josie Mapaya. Mama Josie Mapaya, 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 Mama Josie Mapaya on you. Sibo do a yepa. I say, yeah, you saw do a yepa. Mama Josie Paya well. I know Mama Josie Paya well. Mama Josie Paya well. I say, yeah, you saw do a yepa. Ozuo, Azue. Moye Josie yo. Ina moye Josie yo. Sibo Paya dio. Eko dia monawe, monawe, monawe. Sibo Paya dio. Eko dia monawe. Sibo Paya dio. Can you swap my audio? Say Jésus boy. Mona say Jésus boy, boy, boy. Say Jésus boy, nywa. Can you swap my audio? Mona mo Jésus we play yo, nywa. Nesi bo my audio. Asa boy bra. Aye Jésus we na. Asa boy bra. I know it. Oh, I know it. I know it. Oh, I know it. Papa my audio. I say, Papa do a yepa. When I do a yepa. When I do a yepa. I'm when I do a yepa. Mama Jésus mon wayo. Abia Mama Jésus mon wayo, mon wayo, mon wayo, Mama Jésus mon wayo de. Sibo do a yepa. I'm when I do a yepa. As a boy, Papa do a yepa. I'm when I do a yepa. Upo when I do a yepa. Sibo when I do a yepa. I'm a drop in now. Sibo Sagbero ruwe. I'm a drop in now. Sibo Sagbero ruwe. I say, Sibo Sagbero ruwe. Timade, Sibo Sagbero ruwe, poti aso. Abole kine poe, leki fanya weni yiyalo. Abole kine poe nywa. Sibo Sagbero ruwe, yo Sagbero ruwe. I say, Sibo Sagbero ruwe. yepa. Sibo bena do yepa. Sibo bena do yepa. Sibo do yepa. Mapa Jésus mapa yo. Ina mapa Jésus mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa Jésus mapa yo ba. Sibo do yepa. Ya yo so do yepa. Get up, I know. Get up, I know. Oh, I know. Get up, I know. Yeah, you saw do I ever. Mama just see by your well. Sagbado, 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 sagbado. I say, oh, say we. I say, sit for Benade. Upo Benade. Sit for Benade. Ya you so do I ever. I say, na papa do I ever. Ale no anyo swao. Ina ale branyo swa. Gida boy na ponyo ki ye bana were. Na papa do I ever. I say, sit for Benade do I ever. Upo Benade do I ever. I say, mama Josie mapa yo. Mapa Jésus mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa Jésus mapa yo nywa. Sibo do yepa. I say, yeah you so do yepa. Mapa Jésus pa yo we. Ina mapa Jésus pa yo we. Mapa Jésus pa yo we. I say, yeah you so do yepa. Osuo. Asue. Moye Jésus yo. Ina moye Jésus yo. Sibo fire dio. Everybody monawe. Sibo fire dio. Asa boy kra. Everybody monawe. Sibo fire dio. Ya you so fire dio. C'est Jésus boy. Mona c'est Jésus boy. C'est Jésus boy nywa. Ya you so fire dio. Mona mo Jésus we play yo nywa. Nesi bo fire dio. Asa boy kra. Aye Jésus we na. Asa boy kra. I know it. Oh I know it. I know it. Oh I know it. Papa fire dio. Everybody a play away. I say, Sibo Saberodu. Sibo do I ever. Sibo. Agbabo bena do I ever. Saberodu. I say. Sibo ekra. Saberodu. Boy ekra. Asa boy ekra. Papa do I ever. Saberodu. Agbabo bena do I ever. Saberodu. Ubo bena do I ever. Saberodu. Sibo bena do I ever. Saberodu. Amotra boye na weba. Sibo saberodu ever. Amotra boye na weba. Sibo saberodu ever. I say, Sibo saberodu. Sibo saberodu. Ya you so saberodu. Sibo saberodu nywa. Ya you so saberodu aba. Timade. Sibo saberodu body aso. Abole kine poe. Abole kine poe le ki fire when you know. Abole kine poe nywa. Saberodu. Sibo saberodu. Yo saberodu. I say. Sibo saberodu. I say. Sibo saberodu. rue. Ya yo so do wa yeba. Sibo gbe na do wa yeba. Sibo gbe na do wa yeba. Sibo do wa yeba. Ma pa je si ma pa ya o. Ina ma pa je si ma pa ya o, ma pa ya o, ma pa ya o, ma pa je si ma pa ya o ba. Sibo do wa yeba. Ya yo so do wa yeba. Gerabo I know. Injo gerabo I know. Oh I know. Gerabo I know. Ya yo so do wa yeba. Ma pa je si pa ya we o. Sagbado, 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 sagbado. I say oh say we. I say. Sit mo buena de. Upo buena de. Sit mo buena de ba. Ya you so do wa yepa. I say. Na papa do wa yepa. Ale no anyo swa o. Ina ale brand you swa. Gida boy na ponyo ke ye bana were. Na papa do wa yepa. I say. Sit mo buena do wa yepa. Upo buena do wa yepa. I say. Mo pa Jesi mo pa ya o. Mo pa Jesi mo pa ya o, mo pa ya o, mo pa ya o, mo pa Jesi mo pa ya o nwa. Sibo do wa yepa. I say. Ya yo so do wa yepa. Mo pa Jesi pa ya we o. Ina mo pa Jesi pa ya we o. Mo pa Jesi pa ya we o. I say. Ya yo so do wa yepa. Osu o. Asue. Mo yi Jesi yo. Ina mo yi Jesi yo. Sibo pa ya ti yo. E ko di e mo na we sibo pa ya ti e. Asa for ikra. E ko di e mo na we sibo pa ya ti e. Ya yo so pa ya ti yo. Se Jesi boy. Mo na se Jesi boy, se Jesi boy nywa. Ya yo so pa ya ti yo. Mo na mo Jesi we ble yo nywa. Nesi bo pa ya ti yo. Asa for ikra. Aye Jesi we na. Asa for ikra. I know it. Oh I know it. I know it. Oh I know it. Papa pa ya ti yo. E ko di able o. I say. Sibo do wa yepa. Afabo be na do wa yepa. I say. Boy pra. Asa boy pra. Papa do wa yepa. Afabo be na do wa yepa. Upo be na do wa yepa. Sibo be na do wa yepa. Amutra boye na wa. Sibo sagbado do eba. Amutra boye na weba. Sibo sagbado do eba. I say. Sibo sagbado do. Sibo sagbado do. Ya yo so sagbado do. Sibo sagbado do nywa. Ya yo so sagbado do aba. Timade. Sibo sagbado do e ko di ase o. Abole kine po e. Abole kine po e le ki pa ya we ni yin yo. Abole kine po e nywa. Sibo sagbado do. Yo sagbado do. I say. Sibo sagbado do.
No sound coming from you.
Okay. Yeah. Colmx, you hear me?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, here we go. Let's give 1 minute to our brother to get on, then we start. You hear me? Let me play music a little bit down. Yeah. Okay. When you get on, just sing me a little bit. Yeah.
Sibo zagbero ruwe, ruwe, ruwe. Sibo zagbero ruwe.
1, 2.
Ya yo so duwa yeba. Sibo bena duwa yeba. Sibo bena duwa yeba. Sibo duwa yeba. Mapa shezi mapa yo. Ina mapa shezi mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa yo, mapa shezi mapa yo ba. Sibo duwa yeba. Ya yo so duwa yeba. Kere bo I know. Injo kere bo I know. Bo I know. Kere bo I know. Ya yo so duwa yeba. Mapa shezi pa yo we o. Sagbero, 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 sagbero. I say oh, say we. Sit mo buena de. Upo buena de. Sit mo buena de ba. Ya you so do wa ye ba. Na papa do wa ye ba. play yo yo. Nesi bo fire ti yo. As a boy bra, I just see when now. As a boy bra, I know it. Oh, I know it. I know it. Oh, I know it. Papa fire ti yo. E for the able away.
I say, Simo, Sabarodu.
So si mo fire ti o. Asa boy bra, aye je si we na. Asa boy bra, I know it. Oh, I know
Yeah,
it.
okay. I think
Oh, I know it.
it's time
Papa
for
fire ti
for us to
o. Everybody I
commence,
do.
man. Colmx, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. DJ, just go low for this particular show. We know that you are so hot. DJ, what you say? The hell together. Oh yeah. Here we go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The music I was playing, our sister Alice, Noah was the artist that was giving all this sweet song. So whenever we are coming on show, we have to announce her name, and she will be having a concert the 14th of next month. I think next month, the 14th will be her concert. It's a fundraising uh concert. So we want to say to our community, please go and support her, and that's what we need. And Macron, if you are watching us, please come online, and so that we can commence. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our topic for tonight is why people in Africa worry about their living condition. There are a lot of stuff into this one topic. Why people in Liberia worry about their living condition. There are a lot of stuff going on. Their housing, the condition of their life as well. These are things that we need to speak about tonight. And we have it here on our platform here, countryman, Colmx Jarbo, commonly known as countryman. You can also call him African man. So tonight, African man, I want you to elaborate a little bit and tell our people about the living condition, the condition in which our people living in Liberia, most especially we are talking about Liberia. We have a lot of example to show out here tonight, but because of our computer low updating, we will be delay into every relay that we should have been playing. But tonight, the topic is very, very significant in the sense that if somebody is hurt, you yourself too, you are hurt as well. And now we want the Liberia that we are, the Liberia that we are from. We want Liberia to be a great nation that whenever we hear people talking about Liberia, so that we stand, we can defend our nation. Yeah, that's the first truth that we can do. But then, how can we defend Liberia if Liberia is not at the standard of the Liberian people? There are few people in the country enjoying, and that there is no justice to the voiceless. So anything can happen in Liberia. If you don't have money, you cannot solve your problem. We will talk a lot tonight on this stuff. So if you are following S.K.B Media, we want you to join the show by going in the comment section. We have the link right there. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can also click on that link and be part of the conversation. Countrymen, you can come in.
Uh, we want to say hi to the audience. Don't mind all the cool. So, but we gotta do our best. Want to appreciate you for following S.K.B Media, and it's a pleasure being here tonight. Mr. Brooks, thank you for the question and the topic on our discussion. The livelihood of our people is very important. Even that includes all of us. Those of us that are out of the country and those in the country, we are all, interdependent in terms of livelihood. Uh, as for the question of people worry about their day-to-day activity in Liberia, yes, it is true. Our people worry on a daily basis for what we see goes on day by day, year after year, month in month. Government go, government comes in Liberia. So we try to be specific to focus on Liberia. Uh, what I do think happening in Liberia that Liberian in Liberia and around the world that will listen to us need to do is it is high time we start asking questions, tough questions. And some of these questions have to come to ourselves, individual, go to our friends and family member. How did we get here as a group of people? In Liberia, friends and family. How did we get here as a group of people? Where did we come from to be where we are today? What is it that we are 178 years old and only just Morovia alone, we cannot even develop? Once it comes to electricity, water, road construction, infrastructure as a whole, playground, just Morovia, 178 years old as a group of people. We can't develop one city in a full swing. It is high time we need to sit there and ask questions. How did we get here? And that's the message I have for my people to let them know. How did we get here? That we're taking almost 200 years to face one city. And yet, they have not even gone to a half full city yet. No safe drinking water to supply all the homes in Morovia. No electricity to supply every household in Morovia. No road connectivity to connect every neighborhood in Morovia. But the city is 178 years old. So I'm personally asking myself those questions right now on paper. I need to start to give myself some answers to those questions. How did we get here? That we are 178-year-old group of people. 16 tribes make up the country, with some of our brothers that are also impacting the country. 178 years old, we cannot develop one city. That means something wrong somewhere. So I'm personally here giving myself homework. And I want to give the same homework to every Liberian that will listen to us tonight. Let each and every one of us take pen and paper. As 178-year-old, we have a country with thousands of towns and cities, 15 counties, but we are still in one county, Mosorado alone. We have a capital called Morovia that we told 178 years that do not have water in all the houses, no electricity in all the houses, no road connectivity in all the neighborhood. The three major things: no good health care, All the officials in Morovia can go out of the country to go for treatment. These questions I'm telling Liberians tonight, in Liberia and abroad, everybody must take pen and paper and find answer to this question. We have a problem. We have a crisis. If we get the answers, then we can find a way out. The answers that we will get. This is not about my first answer I gave myself that I'm going to share with Liberian people is that I believe it had nothing to do with education. Because when you say education, Liberian, we are educated. Physically, spiritually, we are educated. So it's about the remaining question now we need to find answer. I don't want somebody to say, oh, that lack of education. No. Except where somebody is making mistake, they misplacing the definition of education. We have enough education in Liberia. So, and so far so good. But to reduce it, why people are crying, those that are crying, let them go and answer those questions. But I think one of the reasons people are crying is that brothers and sisters that emerge into leadership promise these brothers and sisters that they can deliver these things, deliver the country, and they fail. Whether they are being controlled by unforeseen force to enslave our people back home, to destroy our culture and tradition, that's another question to answer. Because in our African culture, it is forbidden for a man to build a house somewhere that he live in this house with a family, and then somebody come and claim the land, and then you break the house on top of them. That is by cultural tradition is a violation of our tradition, African tradition. Even if that land was for somebody, there must be a immediate discussion that will take place, negotiation, then to take those human beings out and break the property down and just leave the free land sitting down. That is not our culture. That is not African culture. I believe those kind of practices that imported culture, these imported culture are affecting our people. These cultures are being imported. People call it education. People call it laws. And some of us are saying no. These are imported values of other people. Since they don't fit, they don't suit our situation, we ought to get rid of them. Manasari King, our people cry in Morovia. George Weah King, our people cry. Horses were destroyed. 5-year-old watching their mother house that they live in for 30 years destroyed. Omer Bwaka has come. Property are being destroyed. And the only victim that is taking the blame is a consumer. That means the person that built the house. Government not taking responsibility. Land dealer not taking responsibility. The only person that takes responsibility is the person that lived on that property, built a house for 30 years. That is the only victim. Government, no victim. Land dealer, no victim. And we believe that is not justice. They call it justice. And I believe these kind of practices, they are imported culture. We are not get rid of them if we want a better country for our people. We are not get rid of the imported culture and practice our own African culture. And that would be my take for now. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. We have been seeing things going the way they are going now in Liberia, where we found families suffering in the street. You know, developing the city is not bad thing. You know, It's a good thing. I understand. I used to live in Ghana, where right before me, people were, or what, or breaking down homes. And before you break down anybody's house, the government can relocate that person because that area is a what? It's a role or certain government or property. You understand? But then they will relocate the people, give them money, so that they'll be able they'll be able to what, live. No complaint. But the one that going on in Liberia now is just like I come from I'm working in the government, I have power, and I can do anything I feel like doing. Nobody can talk. I just wanted to display the video, but then it's not giving me chance. But then we'll keep talking. The lady said the guy that brought police to break the house down, he want to show them that oh my lord, he want to show them that he have authority. So your owner showing somebody authority is to go break people homes down because the people can beg you. So Mr. Van, our people back home, they are suffering, they are going through trauma from their own government. There is no justice. What you have to say about that, brother? Are you getting me, Mr. Van? We are not hearing you. You are muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. Also watching from Facebook. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Thanks again. Yeah, great question, my brother. Um, I think the land issues are serious issues and these are some of the things that Prophet Key spoke about. I'm not concerned about his rhetorics or the words that he uses on his show, but he accuses the Chief Justice Ushako. I believe that the Chief Justice agreed that he's corrupt, and it's a serious issue. So, Conjure and myself were talking. Liberians need to understand the laws. We don't know our constitutions. Unlike other countries where the constitutions are taught in school, both private and public sectors, uh, the laws are being taught. But Liberians relied on lawyers who are also, working with the court system to not implement the law, even though they have learned the law and there are requirements, there are prerequisites, that they should follow, policy that should follow. But again, the laws of Liberia, the constitution of Liberia, Liberians do not understand. I will here sitting here, my brother. I don't even know my own country law. I know American constitution even more than Liberian constitution because the American constitution is publicly accessible to the people. That's one issue. There's a law. So let's look at the pros and cons. Okay, the positive aspect of the land policy and reforms. So they have a law in place, okay, recognition of customary land rights. Okay. The Liberian government have passed the Liberian Land Right Act, which recognize community, ownership of land. And why? We say, oh, why the community should have ownership of a land. So when you go into the rural sectors, we have communities that have that can legally claim and manage ancestral, which is from our ancestor, right? Like you go in the rural area, there are lands that are not given to people, but it is being managed by the community or even a county, right? And sometimes since we Liberian we are kind hearted, we tend to give this land to people that can, better utilize this land in different capacity. Like for instance, in the U.S., the farmland, you cannot own it, but the state can lease it to you, right? Because they know that you want to transform that land into something, productive. So these are some of the pros, the positive aspect when it comes to land, but the main issue here is the cons, right? There are a lot of issues, challenges, problems, frequent land disputes. Okay, there are a lot of issues when it comes to conflicts. Land conflicts are common, and there are a lot of reasons. Overlapping land claims, poor historical records. And we talk about historical records. Imagine people go and purchase a land and there are no records. You bought a land, and now we tell people the importance of data. And people be joking where they say, "Oh, Labrador is not ready for technologies and data." And this is the issue because if you go purchase a land, you're thinking that you have done all the referral things. You goes to the ICAP. You register, do registration and stuff. But this information tend to be missing because if I purchase a land and I goes to the ICAP, register my land, I have the probate deed, everything. There should be no reason why this land are being sold more than 4 or 5 times. That means the justice systems or the system that have been placed in place or put in place is questionable because if you bought a land and you go to the system, you register your land, you probate your land, and you have that probate deed, those information should be unique, meaning it cannot be altered, it cannot be modified, it cannot be changed. But now in Liberia, because of corruption, somebody will live in America for 50 years or wherever part of the world live. And because they have political influence or financial, influence, they go back home and see your land. Just go to the court and say, okay, this land, I own this land, and my father, property here. I think Man said he came up with a law that says that if you buy a land and that land, you just buy the land and the land is not being, developed within the period of 10 years, that's not your land. Now, let's look at the Western world. Nobody owns land. Every land, and these are the reason why the people put this system in place to eliminate some of these issues that we are facing in Africa, as precisely Liberia. You don't own land here in America. The government owns it. They bring in, real estate, companies that come and build homes, and then, they lease the homes then, to people. You rent them, you buy them. Basically, you buy them, but you're paying property tax. So basically, you don't even own the homes that we don't even own the homes in that we have in America. But at least nobody is, fighting or killing one another because of land issues, as we see in Liberia. Because majority of the land you find in Liberia right now are being sold more than 5 times. And you still have people who work with the ICA, that are probating this land. They go there, they do the registration, they survey this land. So why is it that people, even surveyors who are also working,
Hmm.
they are working in collaboration with the government? Because most of the surveyors, before you become a surveyor to go and survey your land, you should have a record of that land. But there's no record. That's the issue, my brother. All the records have been missing. Nobody knows. You buy land I am already, you're wasting your time. I'll be honest with you. You buy land is at your own detriment because there's no record. even if there is and the reason why we say there is no record because the court have access to the records. So they should be questioned. They are erasing these informations, all right? And that's the reason why people are selling this land, more than 5, 6 times to different buyers. And it's wrong. It's creating conflicts. People are killing one another for no reason, just because of land. Because I'm not going to spend my money on a property and then only to know that that property is owned by another person. Not only one person, more than 5, 10 different people. That's how corrupt our systems are. And not even the system, even our own people are corrupt. The corruption in Liberia, not just with politicians, brother. Liberians are corrupt people. Corrupt. Because somebody will sell, if I sell a land to someone, there's no reason why I should go ahead and resell that land to another person. And then those surveyor comes there, they don't have any record because there's no information. Everything is missing. There's no data. So what kind of system? The biggest issue here is the system that we put in place. Weak land administration system. Okay. Many land records are incomplete or missing. There's no record. That's the reason why people are selling land more than 5 times, my brother. And it's a problem. The government do not, they have no sympathy and they don't see that as an issue because there are people in government who are actually engaged into these acts. Matter of fact, judges. And that's one of the reasons why we even fought war in our country because people are not getting, justice. Imagine you live somewhere for 30 years and someone kind of break everything that you labor for. You break it down and say, oh, I own the land because there's no record, incomplete informations. We don't believe in data. And data is very essential into this world. Without data, you have nothing. And there are some data we call it, immutable data, meaning it cannot be altered, it cannot be changed. There are some information immutable, meaning we can change them, we can alter them. But if I purchase a land and I register that land, I have the probate deed, go to the probate court, it should be on unique informations and it should not be altered. It cannot be changed, which means those information should be immutable. So going to make an eye onto that, but that's the problem we have now. Data.
Yeah, yeah, what going on now? Like somebody, how they call going telling people that this land is for me, but then they will bring the government. They, they will come along with the police and then bring bulldozer to start breaking what the houses down because you should have a proper document before you do that. But according to those that form victim of the atrocity, they always having their correct paper, and then the people that come to break their houses down, they are not.
But and that's what I'm saying.
They are
Yes.
not.
Let me tell you something now. And this is a problem. Those informations that you
They are
have,
not.
you know, a lot of time people, Liberian too, we tend to be very lenient. If I purchase a land, it's imperative that you go to the ICAR, go to the probate court, make sure those informations, like you can have, that people can sell land to you, they go and duplicate the information. Somebody will go and sell land to you. It's easy. They just go and just, do a paper document that is not even legit. And you think that you purchase a land. So imagine it happened. It happened. I mean, I have similar cases of that. My mother-in-law bought a land, and that land was sold to her by, you know, not a family member, but the in-law. So this guy married to the people's daughter and thought that it was appropriate for him to go and sell the land behind. Imagine your son-in-law. go and take your land and sell it. They're not his land. Just because he married your daughter doesn't mean that he has a right to go and sell your land. Then your sons and and daughter, your other children come out and say, "Oh no, this land here, our father, purchases land. We owns the land. You marry our sister, that's good, but you have no right to sell the land. We have to rebuy that land." So that's a problem. While I'm talking about incomplete information, missing. Look, the whole system is just messed up, my brother. You will buy land, you got document, you think that you get a reference document. No, you have to go and validate this information, make sure that these informations are accurate within the ICAR. That it is legitimate. Because a lot of time people will go and and I want to say the whole country is corrupt. We are corrupt set of people, not just politicians. Because I just gave you the story where someone go and sold land to us, and now he buy land. He get married the people daughter, and then went behind the back and sold our land. He doesn't have any legal right or legitimacy on our land. Just because you marry someone daughter does not give you the right to go and sell the father property. And that's what happening in Liberia. They will make those documents. But the issue here is that, are we validating this information? Are we going to the proper institution to be able to validate this information? No, we are not doing that. So a lot of time they are missing information. So the rightful owner of the land, when it comes down, you are invested a lot, you think you have a land deed, that's a fake deed. You are not validated it. So I think I will encourage people that when you purchase a land, make sure you go to the archive, you get your lawyer, follow the rightful procedure, because a lot of time people purchase land and they give them fake documents. These documents have never been validated. They have never been checked properly. And then you think that you own a property, you have access to the legal deed. And though Library easy, look, the people corrupt. People can just go and just, you know, create their own documents. Yeah. But you pay that money. We're not saying you pay the money, but the process is not legit.
So I want to ask a question.
Mhm.
If the country that we find ourselves in, I want to know if we have a law that will protect the citizen, those that own their land. So I want to know if there's a law in Liberia that will protect the citizen from this kind of problem, because from all these people testimony, the people just come with paper and the Supreme Court will say, no, you know how to do it. But they will turn around, come and say, oh, the other law issue and lawyer issue this one, they'll come and break the house down.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of law that protecting I would say, what kind of law that protecting the citizen of Liberia
But let me tell you something now.
from the project?
The law, there's a great question, right? We as a people ourselves too uh needs to take the initiative and say, look, the land law need to be revisit. It has to be reformed, meaning it has to be changed. Because if, like, unlike other country like America and other Western country where citizens do not own land like that, there are few people who owns land, but it requires a lot of different process to really own a land. But majority of the land is owned by the state or the city, right? But in Liberia, you buy a land, you own that land forever, right? And a lot of time, this information, like we said, incomplete information. The whole system is a problem, my brother. Because if I purchase a land, and especially these people that are going to do a surveyor then should have the appropriate record. They should have the legitimate record of that land. How many times that land have been sold, how many owners. Like, for instance, even you purchase a car, they will have a record how many times that car have been sold, how many owners. If you bought a car that have been sold more than 4 or 5 times, you will see on that title how many people have owned that car. It should be the same thing with land. These are records, data. But if we have people who are into leadership who's supposed to be protecting, you talking about law. But if we have people in the legal system who are authorizing the sale or the resale of a land, illegally, and then that's a problem because if I purchase a land and I went through all the appropriate, steps to be able to probate that land, survey the land, everything, that record should be unique. It should be an immutable, or data, meaning those information should not be changed. But if people are going, somebody come from America because they have, political influence in Liberia, they work with the code or the part of some society, and they have the financial, influence. They go to the court and take your land from you. So if this information are being altered by the court, then that's a problem. Then Liberians need to stand up to the justice system. And I would say, due to weak systems, where information are not being protected, because if you purchase a land and you went through the proper procedures, the rightful channel, they should not alter it. But most of the land have been sold in Liberia, some of them 4 or 5 times. They have 3, 4, 5 different owners. Everybody get their own different people. And people can sell land on you. They just go read, you know, on the Ministry of Finance, wherever they go and get a fake document, and you think that you got a legitimate document, and that's a problem on your own part. So there are pros and cons here. The system is failing the people, and then you yourself that purchase a land, you need to go to the archive, make sure that you actually own that land. You have a record there. But majority of the people who purchase land, somebody just get them fake paper. I mean, I said Johnsonville will purchase that land from the guy. The guy sold the land. He married the poor daughter, and I his land, and I his power land. He just married the poor daughter, and then went away and sold the land to us. The brothers then came by and said, "Oh no, they land out for the man. The man, yeah, he's our in-law, but now his power, and now your power property. Why you went said, we see this kind of cases. We have to repurchase that land." So it's a problem too. So when you buy land, make sure that you buying it from the rightful person. Go to the archive. Nobody can give you land deed. You think that, it's a legitimate document. No, you
Yeah,
have to
but
go.
is that the land that they bought? Is that the land that they buy? They fighting on. Somebody lived on that land for almost 35 or 50 years, and then somebody come and breaking the land down,
Yeah, but what I'm saying now,
breaking the houses down.
you might have lived over there for 50 years, but it always good because Liberia. I said the
They had
country
the
is the
legal
world.
document. What we're talking here is legal document. They have legal document.
So the document that is showing, when we say legal document, I mean that document has been signed by the probate court, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Liberian government,
But then, if that's the case, and I'm not saying that mean the court and that just validate Prophet Key claim that the justice system is
it
corrupt
was approved by the court,
because
by the Supreme
if
Court
if it's
of
approved by the
Liberia.
court, it have been signed by a judge, and people are going there
Yeah.
to alter this information, then the issue lies within the justice systems. Then Liberia need to sit down with the justice system and make sure that and I say, we need to understand our law.
Do we have good justice system in Liberia? At least a large, how they
Look,
call,
the justice
okay?
system, if the justice system is bad, because that's what led to war coming to that country. Because when people are not getting, redress from the justice system, then people will tend to take matter into their hands. And we don't want to go through that path again. A lot of people have suffered a lot.
Let me quote the
So,
countryman.
yeah.
Yeah, countryman. This is the thing that going on. The people had their land document from up from 1965 and 1964 up to now 2026. Somebody coming and breaking their houses down, and they had a valid document for their house, for their houses. So why will you tell us today about the justice system in Liberia? Because it was the court that signed all this stuff that gave them this document. So what will you say to that? Before we should switch on the other topic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Uh, just as Mr. Vice said, he's right. People want to buy land, they should go to the National Archive. Um, Liberia is a country that we grew up to know to be an independent country, but none of these days now it's like I said, we have so many questions, saying that, you know, we just live with it. Oh, there's an independent country. Oh, there's a government system running. And we just follow the flow. It's almost like you driving down the road and you follow the flow of the traffic. But whether you like the way the traffic going or not, you just have to go. Until maybe you get to a point where you can now change the speed or, and come up with something. That's the kind of system or the way the country, is running. Uh, Everything in Liberia, the system, the way it was set up, is confusing, it's contradicting, it's corrupt. You know what I'm saying? The entire system is corrupt the way it was set up. You know, it need to be redesigned, per my opinion, because you have people selling land or land dealers selling land to somebody around Morovia or Maserado per se. And then somebody had laid on that land for 35 years. And then one day, somebody show up and said that my grandfather land, this is the deed. And then brought the deed out. And then there is a deed that is outdated, way old, like 40 years older than the 35 years. Both parties appear before the court. And then the court see both of them deed to be legitimate. They see both deed. These are cases in Morovia that both deed are legitimate. What made them legitimate? They are registered with the archive. They are being probated through the court. So the judge is now saying they are legitimate. But then where he have problem is that one is older than the other one. So now the question becomes to the younger one, the 35 years, who did you buy yours from? That means who you bought yours from, so the older person lend to you. But then some of the questions that these lawyers or judges are forgetting is that you, the older one, 40 or 50 years old, lendee, where have you been for the past 35 years? Where have you been for the past 35 years that you did not come to sue this young man who been living on their property for 35 years? This is where some of us now have doubt. This is where some of us now will come on now questioning the ability of these lawyers. That what kind of law these people learn in school? That you will not ask somebody this question, where have you been for the past 35 years? But then rather you will run a judgment that he won a case. So the 35-year Liberian, the 35-year or the Liberian who had lived on that property for 35 years, the time and resources that he put in the property should be destroyed. Because one person paper is older than the other paper. And now we're asking ourselves, whether some of these judges are normal. I personally asking myself, whether such a decision is a normal decision. You see that? And these are questions that some of us we are asking. I mean, how is it possible that the person 35 years somebody live here. So let's assume this guy did not stay here 35 years. You that just show up, who you think could guard the property in the middle of the city for 35 years? So many questions that the OD owners need to answer. But no, for whatever law they preach in Liberia, where they practice these laws, only God know where they practice these kind of law from. You see that? And this is where some of what we are saying, the entire system, whether the educational system that was set up, whether it's the government system that was set up, I think we need to go back on the drawing board to restructure all these systems. It's not about just going to edit them. No. Some of them don't need editing. Some of them need to be rewritten. See that? Some of them need to be rewritten. Because when we place them, even in common sense, they're not working. We place them in the very so-called academic senses, they are not still working for some of us. I don't know how it works for some of them. These lawyers we get in Liberia. Now, they are now using the rumors that, and people left their property during the war, and then people we escaped, we went to America, and then we go come back, our grandma died, grand-auntie died, great-grandfather died, and then people who came to Morovia, they sold our land, and then we sit up. Okay, the Liberian civil crisis never lasted for 35 years. So, I believe any lawyer in Liberia that know law, that say they get law degree, that know law, and discussing land issue. Liberian Civil War never lasted for 35 years. So under no condition, somebody will live on your land for 35 years and then you say you don't see them. Besides that, if you were out of the country for 35 years, who are you? Are you a citizen of Liberia that owns property for 35 years and no management, no care? And then you show up one day. Then you not just taking one piece of land, but taking a whole, a whole neighborhood. And then they say that let the law take echoes. This is where someone will ask you a question. What kind of law is that? Where were some of these laws drew from? Where were they written from? Is it from our tradition? Because I check in our tradition, some law does not exist. Because even in our tradition, in your village, if you build a new house, your old house is about to break down. In our African tradition, the first thing is that where you even go and build a new house, you're not allowed to even burn the land. That's the first thing. Your own new house, you brush the place, clean it, you are not allowed to burn that spot that you're going to build your new house on. That is our African tradition. Now you have to clear the place, no putting fire to burn the butchers. You have to clear the place. Build the house. The old house now, you are transferring your material there. Now you got to demolish the old house. The old house to demolish it, you're not just going to wake up one morning and just break the whole thing down. No. It doesn't work like that in African tradition. You have to break the house down, the old house down, portion by portion. Remove the roof. Then you wait after a couple of days, and then break certain portion down. After another couple of days, break another portion down. That's how it works in the African tradition.
And Konjamin, before you continue, let me just add on to that, right? So for our audience, Liberia has two systems when it comes to, they have the customary versus statutory law conflicts. Statutory law is like the formal government, a formal government land law. And then what Konjamin is saying here is that we have the traditional or slash customary land ownership. And a lot of the issues that we see in today is now, found within the traditional setting. Is with the former government land law because every time government come, even though the government have former laws that they are not they are the one that even breaking the laws. Yeah, but continue, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So you see?
Yeah, before you go ahead, please, I want you to watch the video so that we listen to what the woman is saying. Okay, let's go.
They be here the money. So the property our parents buy for us. Since the 80s, every number, I mistaken yesterday, every number use the government of Liberia because he have money. He paid them yesterday. They keep with fake document and they tormented us. They put on pressure and tension on our hair and they broke the place yesterday. And this morning he calling people to come and put their name down. Saying because we're going to ask stubborn that why he came yesterday, we're authority to break the place down. So tell me, is it a country we in or where are we? Is this a country that anybody can use any?
No,
Is it the same question?
that particular area, I wanted you got to explain. This man went there and broke the houses down after doing all this stuff with fake document. Then after he said because he had, my man, I want you to listen to it again.
But
I
but
beg
Oh,
you. I want you to listen to that particular area. I beg you.
He
yeah.
calling people to come and put their name down. Saying because we're going to ask stubborn that why he came yesterday, we're authority to break the place down.
Okay, yeah, you hear right there because
Yeah.
the people were stubborn.
Yeah.
And
So
when you
you
use the power, go ahead.
so like we're saying,
so who is the
I heard the
authority
sister
now?
saying,
Who is the
okay, go ahead.
authority? It's
Yeah.
the
Okay,
justice system, right? When you come in, it
Okay.
come after my friend.
I heard the sister saying, they are pairing, her parent bought that land in the 80s. So you are
Yeah,
talking about 46 years ago.
yep.
Okay. Now one area show or maybe area two, it was his own parent that bought the place. But the question become my question now to these so-called brothers and sisters that go to the law school. They area now that is coming with either a old land deed because that's one of the focus cases I've been hearing back there. Who land deed hold on their friend? Because the first thing the judge will bring the land deed and see who if your own is not probated, then they just trash it out. You see that? They're like, oh, they did not probated, so your own you go on that side. They don't even want to look at it.
But Conjurman, Manaseri came out with a law during her administration just to, eliminate some of the issues. That law says that if you purchase a land and you won't build nothing there within the period of 10 years, you don't own that land. You fulfill that land. Because,
Yeah,
matter of fact,
yeah. The problem, yeah, is to cut you off because let me not cut you off. Manasseh made that law, but the Liberian government did not. That's an open room. They should have closed that gap. That government will seize the land.
yeah,
Okay, but they just left it open. That okay, your land seems to this. Okay, then who owns it?
you won't build nothing on it. So that, and that's why people are selling the land. You live in America or where part of the world, you live there for 50 years and you think that you own land, the land is just there.
So
You,
now, so that law now it means some of these surveyors now are using the land because the surveyor get the records of the land that they are sold to people, and then they will go around and see, okay, John Brown not here for the past 15 years, so I'm selling it again. Then
and,
he
and,
reads
and,
out.
and now, Countryman, that's my question now. I don't think these surveyors then have the proper data when it comes to this land in terms of record. Because if they do, they will not even go ahead and survey any land that is questionable. But all the men want his money.
But
He doesn't care how many
it
times
bow
that
down
land
to
has
the
been
same
sold.
law that you just stated, right? It bow down to the law you stated that you abandon the land 10 years, the land are for you. But then the government of Liberia now, then the question is, if the land are for this person, then who owns the land?
Now, there's a thing what Manasadi said in a law.
1 minute, guy.
Yeah,
1 minute.
mm,
Let me go pick my daughter from work. Yeah,
yeah, no
yeah, go
problem.
ahead.
We'll be discussing it. So now, right, Konyo man,
Yeah.
what I'm saying here is that in that law, Manasadi said that if let's say Konyo man, you claim that you own a land for 50 years that you have never built nothing on, but somebody you can't imagine somebody on that property who have already developed, carry on development, right?
Mhm.
The only thing here is that the requirement is that the person will pay you
Yeah, you have to settle that settlement law.
settlement. But now the issue here is that most of them don't want to settle. They want to break down your property. Now, if you want to, if I carry on a development for that in the range of 30 or 50,000 property on a land, you gotta pay my money back if you want to break it down. And now what this man they man did, you broke the property down, right? They invested, you are not paying them back, and then you say, oh, and the government should stop that process. Say, look, okay, if you clean out your own place and you don't want any settlement, then pay the people. Pay whatever money that whatever investment that they are investing on that land, pay the money back. If that
Yeah.
investment is 100,000, pay each individual a year, can just break the whole place down.
This is where the question come now. What kind of law school our people go to? You see it? These are the questions that we asking. What kind of law are they practicing? The woman asking the question there. Whether it's a country we live in or where place we live, she wants to know. She confused. You see that? For
Nobody
30
keep
years ago,
nobody
somebody
keep
been
on
stating
earth for
somewhere.
land. I love the white man system. They will
So
not give you land. They will lease it to you. The land is being, and if you look at the system, they have two systems: tradition or customary, landowner, and then they
the people
have
the
the
same thing
common.
here. Maybe the white man got the same thing. They
Yeah,
got customary that
customary. You
okay,
don't own
they got
land.
this traditional land, this
To save
traditional land
all
that is
the
being
problem,
reserved.
the government should take charge of every land situation. The traditional people should take charge of every land which is being run by the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let it, bring in, real estate, companies to come and build on this property. You go there and purchase them. You pay property tax. How they put do that? How they put make money? But we just kidding one another for land. One land, people sell one land for 5, 10 times. What kind of issue is that? Then it bring us back to the question: what are some of the information? Why are they did that?
Exactly. So it's still bad down to the government is the one who causing the chaos. Because they are the one that get documentation. And I said the court system get documentation. They
They
do the
sign it.
probating.
Appropriate joy will sign. Will sign
Okay, they will sign. They will stamp it.
so a lot of
So
people have a deed that had not been
okay.
signed by
So so
appropriate
so
judge.
so my question now is, as a probate court, you won't tell me they are setting a whole neighborhood where you don't have the neighborhood map, that every
Yeah.
piece of
Have
land,
no missing information,
okay,
incomplete.
you see that? So it means the court system, they just sit there, they just sign these documents.
Anybody
The question,
can, they
they
say,
don't
yeah,
have
give me
copies.
money. I will erase the information. Where pay are. So you just have a fake deed. That deed you have, then what people I say, when you buy land, especially in Morovia, make sure you continue to go to the court, check it on a regular basis. Check it because those guys, no, the people are corrupt. Brother, our people are corrupt.
And there's the reason why. This is the reason why, because this is it better we elevate the traditional law to the national level, because the traditional law, if the guy if the community come and say this place for you, you will be making your cassava farm here.
Yeah.
Okay, and you left this place, you are farm here for 30 some more year, and then for some reason you migrated to another city. And I show up there, and the town people want to get that place to me to continue to make us our farm. The town people, they will give me the oral education.
Yeah.
They, who was the first that was farming here? Our people will tell you, look, John Brown was farming here, but because of education, because of job, he migrated to the next city. But when he was leaving, he said he will come back. So for temporary, you can continue farming. When he come back, we will settle it. That's how our traditional people they get land out in villages to squatter or permanent landowner in villages. You see that? So if these traditional laws making sense, we ought to bring them to the national level. Then For somebody to carve law from only God know where, and then people go to law school and they say have no understanding of what they go to school for. Because all the law they pleading in Moravia there, they breaking property down. It's like they just confusing themselves. Somebody live somewhere for 40 some more years. The next man show up, he said they play for him. Then they say, okay, this one goes so that one, the man win the case. How did he win? You see?
And I think the confusion here is that a lot of the people, because the confusion come to when it comes to the settlement, issues, right? They never, specify what should be the settlement because they in that law it says that if the land was purchased, like you will pay the price, or the person will settle you the price that the land was bought. Let's say if they bought the land 20, 30 years ago, is a lot more cheaper than current value, right? So they're
Yeah.
not going to give you, they're not going to settle you the current value of that land. They're going to settle you from what it was previously purchased for. And some people don't want to agree because some of the land were purchased, a little or nothing. So that's a problem. The code has to be, precise in terms of the settlement. And that's why I say the legal system is the problem in the case.
That's why we need to change the legal system. All we need to tell Liberians right now, the way forward from our people suffering and crying for land beneath and becoming homeless in their own country, more especially in cities like Monrovia and other growing cities in Liberia. We need to change the laws that
I
govern the
mean,
country.
everything is applied because I know, and people trying to make comparison with Ghana, right? In Ghana, the government were taking initiative on this land. Government, the way you see Ghana is built today because why? The government took most of the lands from people and gave it to investor to invest on it. You can say you get land and then you get money to build nothing on it. Yeah, buy land, but you don't have the money. When you buy a land, you should have the money to be able to put something on it. Don't just buy land, just be floating around. No, and on your land, you were never born with land, and that's the problem.
But another way too, the government too has responsibility, right? Every country government have responsibility. Let's focus on because you as a country, you can carve a policy that benefit your citizen. All right. Looking at country like Liberia, you can carve a system like I think they have similar system like in Aricos, where the guy bought a piece of land, the government say the grass got to be to this level on
Yeah,
this land. Other than that, government going to come and possess the land. Government going to possess the land. That means they got the land office that moving around in developing neighborhoods, possess the land. They're not just going to possess the land. Government going to construct on the land and use the property for certain land for years and give it back to you. You see that? That will probably be like your children they're going to give it to, not you now.
yeah.
Okay. Because government investing somewhere to go get their money back, forget it. I tell you 50-year business.
But even here, say in America, if you own a property and you're not cutting the grass, the city will warn you. Say, "Lord, you got to cut the grass," because that's the whole purpose of own land. You own land, the grass all the way, yeah, like a forest. Then you don't own
Yeah.
that land.
So so
The land has no value. What's the value are you adding to that property? Everything, property, comes with value. And I have,
but
the stake and be able to tax the property.
yeah.
But in Liberia, they don't even doing it. They don't even know how to make money. Government don't even know how to make money. They just want to steal from their own people.
Yeah. The problem we have in Liberia there, I mean, you got a whole lot of commotion. Okay. One piece of land, you might have maybe three land dealers selling it to family. But the problem I have in Liberia with these so-called law they are pleading there is that as a judge, when the land situation reach before you, two persons come before you with two different arguments.
Yeah.
Let them provide all their land dealers. Okay? Okay. John Brown, yeah. Who sold a place to you? Go and call him or get information. Let security pick him up. Mary, yeah. Who sold a place to you? If you can't find him, just get information. Security will state security will go pick him up. We have to assemble all these people because they
Yeah.
are committed crime against the state.
Right. And countrymen, to add on to that too, whoever the appropriate judge that is in charge of
The
signing
judge, the
this
probate judge, you
document,
need to come forward.
yes, you come forward. That
All
okay.
of them too. All of
Because
these parties are committed.
there are a lot of people
Okay.
that have a land deed is being signed by third party witnesses,
Yeah.
yeah, you won't
So
see nothing about appropriate, a judge from the appropriate court that has
okay.
signed. So that
So
means, you fulfill that property, in the future. Those so people that are watching here now, you purchase a land, make sure that deed has been signed by appropriate, court.
yeah. So now if these land cases reach there as a judge, you already seen it here. They say signed by a probate judge. Then you yourself you are a judge. So now you are now running judgment between two citizens, and then the judge who signed these separate deed, he just free. He's just a free man.
But
He's
guess
not
what?
punished. He's not questioned.
You see, our people do not have system.
You see?
In the Western world, what the people do, third party witnesses are not individual.
Yeah.
They are being notarized by legal businesses, the bank. For instance, if you want, if you need a document that needs to be notarized,
Yeah.
you have to go to a bank, or a banking system, or some financial system that is legitimate.
Yeah.
But you can go get somebody and say, oh yeah, that people that are not even attached to that land, they have no business with that land. These are the people that are signing as a third party witnesses
Yeah. Some of these
on this
third parties,
deed.
it's required by Liberian law. You see that?
But then they should change the law. It should
Okay.
be notarized.
No, it's required by Liberian law that the third party should write signature there as witness that the transaction were taking place and they were there. Now,
Man, my opinion is that third party witness should be a notary public, or agency, not
but my
individual.
brother, you are right. You are right, right? You are right. Let just leave the third party up. Let's focus on the probate judge. Okay? Like this situation now where the sister now they broke her property down for that where she been living for 46 years. Old man Bwaka government broke it down in favor of one, yeah, in favor of one brother there. Okay. Now the question should be the judge that ruled this sister against this sister and get the property to one other brother there, where she been living for 46 years. They took it from her and gave it to somebody. The question should be this land deed that she has, it was signed by a probate judge, a probate court of the Republic of Liberia. So that is a referee, it's an institution for under the government umbrella. Somebody got to come and answer question to that deed. Now, if the other young man who no document is also signed by a probate court, the probate court has to come here and verify the two deeds. So this signature need to be verified that they are authentic on the two documents. You see that?
The question here is, can Liberian trust the court system?
This is where the problem lies. Because it's like all the houses, the property they are breaking down, all of those land deeds are being signed by probate court. And the probate court gave the people flat receipt. The money you pay before the probate court can sign, they give you government receipt. So it's like, because if the particular land deed, if it not value, or let's say if it's illegal, the probate court will not sign. Because the probate court must verify this land that yes.
Yeah, they have to carry on a proper validation.
Yeah. Because before you sign as a probate court, that's why that according to Liberian law, before the probate court sign, once the probate court sign on your land deed, it means the land is valid. That means it's not owned by anybody. Nobody has bought that place. Or nobody has probate that place. Just put it that way.
So now my question here is that those guys that are carrying on the survey, these surveyors, are they working in collaboration with the court to be able to validate these records?
No. Okay, let's do it this way. Some of them working with the court system to validate the record. But the main person who got to do the validation is the court, the proper court. Because the law in Liberia, you yourself can be a surveyor and survey your own land. But then the document, the land deed that you print, you have to take it to the court. Now the court now, looking at that land deed, that ground, they're the one now got to go verify that particular land, either within their system and where it located, that nobody have brought deed from that same spot. Nobody. Nobody have what? Probated deed for that same piece of land. Nobody. They got to check their system and make sure the piece of land that you brought with all of the dark ground and the location is not in the database. Nobody have gone to probate. Now the probate judge now can sign. You see? Because according to the Liberian law, that the probate judge must verify the verification. If it calls him to get in a car to drive and go on the property, let him go there. You see that? So if you are a judge now sitting and these things come, and then before you make a judgment, the young man who probate the deed need to come out. The judge need to come out, or the probate court got to say spoke question to come and tell us between the two deeds. The 2D why will you probate 2D for one piece of land? As a court, you are a government agency. How did you manage? How did you verify one piece of land twice on 2D until some of the probate clerk and judges are prosecuted? We still have land issue in the country.
Now,
Okay.
now, let me ask a question. Let me ask you and Stanley a question, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a need uh, for civil and legal law in terms of our constitution to be taught within very private and government institutions?
Yeah, let me go ahead before you had a call before Colmx comes in. And I want to say thank you. This is a very, very great question. First of all, because of the corruption that we found our country and our government in, this is why they don't want to, bring public all these government laws. Because if you have a constitution of any country, it had to be in the in the people's hands. Because how can I defend myself if a government official doing something wrong? How can we speak against them? Because they know that if the public, this kind of how they call, how they call this paper into the hands of the citizen, first of all, they will not steal anymore. Because if the Constitution are being taught in school and we having those pamphlets all around town, America Constitution is a little booklet.
Yeah, it's in the public. It's
It's a
publicly accessible.
booklet. You read it and you have the law at your fingertip. Because number one, you have to know if any policeman come to arrest you, they may have to bring how they call from the court. How they call his warrant arrest should be
He has to have a probable
the
cause.
proper document
Probable
have
Yeah,
to
cause
be.
probably
to
you got
arrest
to
you.
bring warrant arrest. See, so all the documents you got to bring them.
If the
You
man
gotta
searching
bring
your
that.
house, he got to have a warrant before he
You
enter
gotta
your
have a
house.
warrant before you even enter your house.
If
But
he's
even
searching your car, he should
if
have a
even
probable cause.
if
He
even
didn't search your
because
car.
let me tell you, the corruption have gone so far that they don't want to put this stuff in the public hands, so that if we are going to have our constitution
But there's a
in
problem.
school,
Like, don't understand. The
we will not
Constitution, the
be
reason I ask
having
the question, the
corruption.
Constitution is a public document. It's a public document that
It's a
Liberian
public
needs to know.
document that everybody, even the children from first grade, have to learn your constitution. But let me tell you, I don't even know my constitution because I have it
I
on the
will yes, I mean, who the
I'm
librarian,
not.
who the people that know the constitution,
I'm
who go to the law school. The
But
not.
but
constitution is
but
only,
my man, the people,
meant
my man,
to get
nobody in
admission to
that
law
country
school.
know the
And it's
constitution.
amendment.
I
Nobody.
couldn't. You can only tell American constitution. You are not how they call an American citizen. You just came in and start learning it. Why we not learn our own some
Imagine
Bible?
I know American constitution even more than Liberian constitution. As a Liberian, I know the American constitution more than even because those are the prerequisites before you can even
We
become a
further
citizen.
had today the thing that went on in Minnesota. We further had today the government have been exposed through the constitution. The government have been exposed. So the government wanted to have some stuff. It didn't work for them. So what they did, it was to come back to apologize to the people and work with the governor of the state. Because the people have their constitutional right to express themselves. Freedom of speech, freedom of speech in the street, freedom of expression. So
Imagine
a
common thing like
citizen,
content,
yeah,
where they put holding people in content with the perfect key
company,
case, right?
we have to go there, right? So that's the place we were going. If you guys want us to go there, we will go there now.
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
is a constitution
let's go there.
issue.
Exactly what we're talking about. Number one, our contract today. I want to ask you guys since when we look at our ages, we know that no age didn't matters here now. I want to ask you guys today, since Joseph Jikin Robert time, have anybody ever gone to jail for causing of or what abusing somebody? Or you see that profane language and causing somebody murder?
Man,
Since
you want me to
Joseph
land on
Jikin
that one?
Robert time. Go ahead, sir.
Uh, oh, there have been many cases that people have gone to jail, that people have been fined, but it have not been in the situation where it will fall between a judge and his private citizen. You know, where except for I don't know, they say Rodency and somebody they did that a few years ago. But though more the recent cases, they are so confused thing. But it had not been the way it happened like this now, because the law at the time, because it still stand, the law still stand. I know they say Liberia Penal Code and working and number ABCD, where under that penal code is like when somebody insult you as a person and you feel offended, you can go sue them to the civil law court. So the
Now,
civil law code will grant
now,
you hearing.
but now, Content, let me ask you one question now.
Yeah.
Uh, the issue between Prophet Key and the Chief Justice, it never went to the civil court. It just went straight to you know what I mean to take case to the highest court within the country? It's a disgrace.
Oh yeah. This is what we these are the questions we asking, some of us we asking ourselves. What kind of law our brothers and sisters are learning? That's my
The man
question.
never
I'm
went to the
asking
civil
question, what
court.
kind of
It
law
went
they
straight to the
learning?
Supreme Court. And
Okay,
take a case to the Supreme
So
Court.
what happened
And
now?
it's-
because
Your free Brian
you
Magay
know,
after bossing that leg get uno thing. The
since
NSA
the
message but they are coming boss man. He took that 14 years old boy and boss a whole boss, solo mass him. You say you're talking and jay him. Who put him osa? You need to answer this question. Who put that man osa?
okay. So
Useless yami be say. How can that man get osa now?
No,
okay.
is that to be paused? No. You talk about law. If there is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
law, if there is a
yeah.
law that comfort the how they call the country, then there should be law that will what protect the citizen.
I agree with you. The reason I say
There
pause
shouldn't
here,
be a law for one person. Not because I'm a government official, then I get power to what to prosecute anybody. I feel like that what happening. How can insult to insult somebody? They're taking that case to the Supreme Court. Do you know Supreme Court? Do you know what they call Supreme Court?
the highest court in the
No,
country.
this is a
Never
problem,
matter.
right? This is a problem, right? This is a problem, right? Liberia. The problem we have in Liberia, particularly when old man Bwaka took over, right? This is where things get confused more. Okay? When old man Bwaka took over, I've been asking questions. What kind of law school our people are going to? I listen to lawyers across Liberia. When some of our confused brothers in the country that we call lawmakers, when they were about to remove one of their kind, and the constitution of Liberia state that they should get 49%. This is not about the house rule or non-house rule. It's the constitution. The constitution said get 49 and remove the person. That means if you get 48, it's simply indicating to us if you get 48, you cannot remove this person. You see that? That is the constitution. We state that it is the supreme law of the land. We got bunch of brothers and sisters in that Capitol building of Liberia went to work and have 40, I don't know, they say, what kind of number, whether that was 45, 46, whatever number they had. And they decided to go sit down, we get quorum. We get majority. They start quoting different words. And then lawyers, people that we know, we say, yeah, I respect them man. They may get law. You go to school, you get master in law. Some of those people we saw there on radio. And some of them were defending some of those brothers that they had a majority. Their rules say this. And it's a political theater. The man will go negotiate. The man will do this. Imagine we discussing constitution. A piece of document that more than all the living things in the country. Some of us we sat down and watched people, including the president, Omer Bwakai, said that he will work with the majority. That was a statement, that he will work with the majority. A man who know that the word constitution mean the paper here is more than all the living things in this land. So everybody must buy it. And then a group of people did not reach 49. I think the Liberia was, it was governed by a serious government. All the lawmakers there, they have violated the constitution of Liberia. They're not supposed to be serving us. Because anybody who violates the constitution of the republic, there is a punishment. It's stated in the constitution. But here we are. We got a bunch of people violated, Article 49 and 38 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia when they were removing their colleague. They violated that document. Today, they still taking salary. You see that? Lawyers defending both sides of the story. People who go to law school. This is where some of us now we sat down there. Then we knew now that, the kind of education that we are learning in Africa is a whole different education that if we not rewrite it, will always be to the tail of the universe. I can tell you. If we don't rewrite African education, we not rewrite African governance, Africa will always be to the tail of the universe. We are discussing law. People violate constitution. Imagine if somebody in right now, he just somebody's cell phone. They will send you to South Beach. But bunch of people sitting in the Capitol building violated 2 different articles in the Constitution. And the same Constitution state that you that violate it is a crime against the state. What did the old man government do? When those lawmakers violated the Constitution, the Chief Justice sitting down there, he has the power to execute the Constitution. They never did it. All of them sat down there and they said they play politics. Oh, majority get the rule. The constitution did not say majority get the rule. It said 49% must come together to remove John Brown. And they held the country hostage for 6 months. And those guys go scot-free, no punishment. You see that? They go scot-free. 6 months, they held the country hostage. And they took salary. They go scot-free. But today, you and myself, sure will do something. Somebody wait water on somebody. The other man just call somebody, man call. They say, oh, you hold the man. She just say, content. You saw the court. But the very court was sitting there when somebody lawmaker violated Article 48 and Article 38 of the Constitution of the Republic that nobody is supposed to violate. That means anybody who violated the Constitution, and those guys that violated the Constitution, they took off to defend and protect the Constitution. Imagine. This is the reason some of us will think that with this kind of oath, these people taking swearing Quran, swearing Bible, we think these kind of things, they are not needed no longer. We need people must take traditional oath. That when you disobey the Constitution, we'll go bury you. Because that's the only way people will take life serious. Because the judges and lawmakers will take oath and they will still violate the Constitution.
Okay, then we know that today, how they call in short, why you trying to tell us today that there is no law in Liberia, right?
No law in Liberia, my brother.
Thank you. So today, I think we get it all, even from what they're doing, destroying, breaking houses down. You know, is that the strong survive. That's how you look in Liberia.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
don't have, if you don't have nobody in your how they call in the government that will defend you, look, then you're unfinished in Liberia. Because the thing that the how they call the video that we show here is that this lady said almost in the 80s, which means like
46 years ago. 46 years.
okay, 46 years ago, somebody coming on and then trying to what destroy because why they want to show off. You see, so my people, we will stop it here tonight and get ready on Sunday. So we're talking about church matters and
Yeah,
brother,
just matter.
yeah, what you have to say for all the close?
Let me go first.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. Va, man. Good you here, man. Yeah, Sunday, I hope you be here Sunday. Let's get it down. Let's dig in the Bible and the Quran on Sunday. Yeah, I got to come sharp and ready. Yeah. So it's a pleasure sharing the stage with you guys. And I pray that Sunday we gather here to share ideas across the line. And let's pray for our people, our country. We had to talk this time around. It's not time to sit on the fence. Liberian, we all got to come together to lay proper rules and laws down in the land of Liberia so that our great-grandchildren can have a place called home. See there? Laws must always be available to govern people for peace. And that's my message to the Liberian people. You know, saying we shouldn't live that strongest shall survive. That's not the way of our people. Our forefathers, they were governed and lived by law, traditional laws. So we must implement those laws to the national level so that our great-grandchildren can have a place of peace of mind. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Van.
Yeah, gentlemen, thanks again. It's been a while. I won't say a while. We've been off for a couple of weeks, but we are still committed to the process. Countrymen, thanks again, my brother. Um, to our viewers, we want the best for our country. We we have the right to associate ourselves with political institutions, but we are not party sentiment. We are Liberians, and our first priority is for the state, making sure that the motherland is secured, both legally and in terms of law. Um, we should push the agenda. There's a need for Liberians to understand the constitutions. As a Liberian, I don't know my constitutions. I don't know even if the constitution is even online that we can go there and like in America you can research and you'll find the constitution of the United States. Every article is there. You can go there and do it. But Liberia, do we have this information? This information should be publicly, accessible. The public should have access to it because it's a public document. And also, we should push the agenda that it should be taught in school. Let our children, even though we don't know or even understand our own constitutions, we should push the agenda for our children, future generation, to be able to learn the constitution because um, you cannot be a citizen for a country and you don't even know your own constitutions. You got to rely on lawyers. So the Constitution of Liberia are only meant for people who want to go to law school. No, going to law school is a different thing than having the public to learn the law, both civil and criminal laws. They should be able to understand them, you know, so that people cannot take advantage of them. Again, if you purchase or learn in Liberia, it's imperative. We encourage you to go. Don't just allow people to kind of give you funny documents and say, that lengthy. It should be signed by appropriate judge so that tomorrow you can get redress if such cases happen to you, where people kind of damage your property while you have already invested a lot.